RC and Monica McNutt.
Hello,
And you know
gentlemen.
what? We're going to have Big Perk on as well.
We should. We have
Big
some good
Perk
games
is back.
yesterday.
But you know what? We have got to start things off with the upset of the night. The Lions, the Vikings, Christmas Day. Oh, this was huge for Detroit. They needed a win to keep their playoff hopes alive. They're trailing 7-0 here in the second quarter. And watch Jared Goff. Look at this throw to Isaac Tesla.
Every Isaac Tesla catch seems to have the most high degree of difficulty in all of the league. Big time touchdown for the rookie.
Score tied up at 7. Lions here, 3rd and 18. And, you know, they came into the season with just 8 turnovers on the season. And Jared Goff turns it over here.
Brian Flores assimilated pressure. He drops Byron Murphy to the middle of the field. Pick interception. This was something that was a story for the Detroit Lions the entire day.
It would lead to a field goal. It's 10-7. And then the ensuing play, another pick. This one.
It's just too high, Bart. Right now, your dad is halfway down that bottle of
Second interception of the game.
Maybe more than halfway.
Vikings would kick another field goal. It's 13-7. Here's the fourth quarter. Goff crunched, fumble, loses the football. 4th turnover of the game. Dan Campbell needs a hug. Goff frustrated, and the Vikings take over.
Listen, Van Ginkel was all over the field the entire day. Brian Flores seemed to have Jared Goff's number, but this is the biggest play of the game offensively. Like Bart said, the nail in the coffin. George Addison down the sideline on the jet sweep.
65 yards he had rushing. That's a touchdown. Vikings are up 20-10. Look at the stretch. Now we go the Lions ensuing drive. They got 3rd and 10. Jared Goff. It's been a horrible night for him. And look at the snap. A fumble. Goff, 5 turnovers. 5. The most of any game in his NFL career.
You cornbread, Van Ginkel said.
195 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, 3 fumbles. Hey, the Vikings win it 23-10 with all the injuries mounting up there in Detroit. The Lions needed Jared Goff to step up. Instead, 5 turnovers, sacked 5 times. The 10 combined turnovers and sacks, the most in any career game for Goff, who's played in over 150 of them. Here is Goff and Dan Campbell on a miserable night.
Yeah, it sucks. It sucks. We'll reflect on the whole season after next week, but yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, I'm going to be looking at a lot, you know. I'm going to be looking at a lot of things because I do not like being home for the playoffs, and I know our guys don't either. So, you know, and there again, whenever you lose, man, it takes a village, man. Everybody's involved, including myself, you know. So I'm always going to look at myself first.
You know, I think of Jared Goff kind of like in that Sam Darnold type category, guys, you waiting for him to prove himself. And you know this, RC, you want a quarterback who can consistently raise your team and not be the reason that you lose big games in critical moments. So what did you think of Jared Goff's performance?
Well, I think first off, the reason I wouldn't compare him to Sam Darnold is because he's shown more than Sam Darnold has throughout his career, especially in the regular season. It's also why I think it's worse than Sam Darnold, because Jared Goff can build you up to make you believe that you have a chance. And then you go back to the Super Bowl versus Bill Belichick and the way that offense didn't show up under Sean McVay, or you go to the second half of the NFC Championship 3 years ago in San Francisco. Think back to last year against the Washington Commanders and all the turnovers Jared Goff had in that game. And now you're going to look at a must-have-it game for the Detroit Lions. You understand what your defense is facing with all of those injuries, and to turn the football over 5 times, to look hapless at many points of this game, and also to feel like you don't have an answer to what Brian Flores and their defense is presenting to you. It's unacceptable for Jared Goff. And this is an organization, this is a head coach, this is a general manager that has put the ultimate trust in Jared Goff to be able to elevate this team, and yesterday he let them down.
Oh, Mike T, what about Dan Campbell? Because how much, I guess, blame does he deserve? He took over the play calling duties here. I mean, you saw some bad exchanges, the snaps, all the offense just didn't get going at all.
It starts with Dan Campbell, and I work with him. Nobody will be harder on Dan Campbell than himself, but when they do the autopsy of this season, it's going to come down to 2 things, in my opinion. Number 1, the decision to hire or promote John Morton. They knew that Ben Johnson was going to be a hot coordinator, and for him to have to take over the play calling, as you mentioned, Brian, in this day and age, there's elite guys like the Andy Reids of the world, Kyle Shanahan, but when you're responsible for clock management, when to throw the flag, I think it's very difficult to be an effective play caller and a head coach. And then the other part of it is their defense guys. They allowed 108 explosive plays. We saw Jordan Addison's play. They were 21st in defensive efficiency. They have a championship offense when they're rolling, but their defense is so flawed. And this really starts with Dan Campbell and some of the decisions he made in the offseason. But when your season is on the line and it's a running play that sends you home, that can't happen. This is a team that's lost 4 out of their last 5 games. They have a lot of issues to fix.
Well, you talk about the strategic advantage as well, right? Because you know who was undefeated against Brian Flores? Ben Johnson, because he had all the answers to the test, to that Amoeba type of defense. You know, and I think he gave Jared Goff a sense of calm whenever those things were coming. And, you know, to your point, Mike T, I think it's this defense. They really have to go out and address a pass rusher opposite of Hutchinson, because that's kind of where you get beat. And we talk about the last play, that's force. That's edge protection. That's not getting washed down. And they really have to take a look, because this is an opportunity, you know, for them to say, we need to reset. They paid everybody on their staff. You talk about they paid Penei Sewell, they paid Williams, they paid Goff, Branch, Kirby. You know, now, so this is the team that they have. They can make minor changes, but they have to go back and figure out how do we take it to the next level, because it looks like they've been caught by Green Bay. It looks like they've been passed by the Bears, and they find themselves looking up in the division.
You see it closing? The window closing?
Also, too, though, I think with Johnny Mo, whether you had to replace him or not is one thing.
Yeah.
It looks like Ben Johnson took the physicality of this offense with him to Chicago as well. And Dan Campbell is a culture setter. We saw that from the first press conference when he was selected as the head coach. But schematically, it's like the physicality was gone. Ragnow retires. When he tries to come back, he fails his physical. And so there's so much going on with this team. They have to figure out what's going to be their priority to fix first.
But you know, scheme sometimes dictates aggressiveness. It's how you call the game, right? If a defense isn't aggressive, you blitz them, right, to make them aggressive. So that's something they have to figure out, what's going to be their identity on the offensive side going forward.
We had a lot to talk about, including whether or not the Super Bowl window.
You know what? You diversify the portfolio. The Lions' loss means that both 1 seeds from last season, Detroit and Kansas City, will miss the playoffs this season. Green Bay clinching a playoff spot with that Lions loss, leaving just 1 NFC playoff spot remaining. That would be the NFC South divisional winner, either the Bucs or the Panthers. All right, we don't have high T, we don't have low T. We have Mike T. Our fresh-faced contestant is back for another round. It's round number 75 of Fraud or Laud. Mike, let's go ahead and get to the phone calls. Our first caller right there is Eminem. Hi.